When you build an app, you not only have to worry about user interface elements, but you also need to look into the logic of your app, into what happens when you open your app, what data is being saved, and so forth. Instead of creating global variables and methods all over the place, we're going to follow a design pattern called the namespace pattern, which basically consists in creating only one global object, which will have the name of our app, and then we put all of the functions and variables that we want to store inside of that global object, so that we're not polluting the global scope of the application with too much stuff. Okay, so let's start by adding here a link to a new JavaScript file, ztempo, the name of our app, and we're going to create our app namespace here. It's going to be called ztempo, and it's going to be an object. Right, so everything that we want to, all of the methods that we want to create are all going to be part of this object. And we're going to create a method to initialize the application, which is going to be called init. And we can start by defining some sample projects that we're going to use to display on the screen later on. It's going to be an array of projects. Each project is going to have a unique ID, a name. This will be app1, and a client. Who's our client on this project? This will be ABC. And let's create a few of these. Give them all different IDs. Can just leave the same client for now. And when the app is initialized, we also want to show this on the console just to make sure that it's working. So this should show all of the projects in our console, and we are going to call this in here. Before the user interface is initialized, we're just going to call this init. Yeah. And let's try that out in our emulator. So the application is being loaded, and see how we get the projects in here. So that's what we wanted. Yeah. That's the this is the namespace pattern, and it's what we'll be using to store all of the logic of our application.